He who must not be named, Vince McMahon, has responded to the upcoming Netflix documentary, Mr. McMahon, and he is not happy. Randy Orton and CM Punk are scheduled to appear on NXT when it debuts on the CW coming up. And Zilla Fatu is leaving the Indies. Where is he headed? This is the Spandex Standups.
How you doing, man?
I'm great.
Good.
Fantastic. Had a great week. Good weekend. Watched wrestling as always. Oh my gosh. The Cody Roman promo from Georgia Tech at Atlanta. And I don't know if you guys know this, Cody was at his high school reunion.
Your high school.
My high school. Not my reunion, but my high school, Lassiter High School.
What's the age difference between y'all?
Oh my gosh, he's I think he graduated 2004,
Okay.
2003, and I
So he's
graduated
more my age.
and I graduated 2009.
Okay. Yeah, I was 03.
So my brother was probably a freshman when he was a senior.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. It was a great promo. I heard it was heavily influenced by Paul Heyman, so of course I love that.
Wiseman. I mean, it was just fun. It was they both look great.
Yeah, man. Cinematic to the max.
They both look great.
Carcade for Roman. Loved it.
Yeah, and Roman's seriousness juxtaposed with Cody's kind of like, okay, seems excessive, 8 cars. Very funny. It's like
So
very,
good.
it's good.
The white cars, the black cars, just subtleties. The business suit, the sports attire.
I love how Cody drove himself. You know why? Because he lives in Atlanta.
And why wouldn't he? It would have been hilarious if he would put up with that bus, though. The nightmare bus.
They're getting ready for this Bad Blood match, and I think it's going to be huge, especially with Roman Reigns being a Georgia Tech football alumni, and they're really playing that up.
They are.
That they haven't done that before. So Atlanta's going to be hot for that. Cody Rhodes, son of Atlanta, people are going to be hot for that. They're tagging together. I mean, you've really turned Roman into a baby face.
Yeah.
And
without doing it, because he's still an ass. He's still a jerk in those promos. Right. He still said, "You're in my way."
In life. Oh,
so
come
good.
on. And it's true.
So good.
Now, now the question comes, when do we get Roman versus Cody 3? I mean, do you give it to us 3 years back to back at WrestleMania, or for the sake of the story you're telling, do you just get it out of the way at one of your big international PLEs coming up?
Crown Jewel.
Some people are saying don't waste that match on Crown Jewel.
I say do it at Royal Rumble.
Well, when do we get Roman versus Solo?
What's the pay-per-view in between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble? That needs to be the main event of that one.
What do they do?
It used to be Hell in a Cell.
Well, now it's
something like,
now it's probably what, Extreme Rules.
Oh, come on, Samoan Family Rules, headlining that.
Okay, so that's extreme. Okay,
Boom.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying like there are a few matches that will need to happen at PLEs. One is going to be Roman versus Solo.
Yes,
I mean that has to happen at some point. Roman versus Cody 3 again has to happen at some point.
Yes.
So maybe you do Roman versus Solo. I'm sorry, Roman versus Cody, Saudi Arabia, Bloodline interferes.
Yep.
Roman loses his shot to, take the title, and then Roman goes back to, Bloodline Civil War.
War Games.
Kind of leading into War Games. And yeah, I mean, it would make sense for the Bloodline to be in War Games, but again, if it's not Bloodline Civil War and it's Bloodline versus Roman as a face, well, then it's also probably going to be Cody.
Yeah.
Then maybe that, you get
a reluctant KO.
A reluctant Randy Orton.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where things really kind of...
Yeah, and then it breaks off, and then Cody can go with... So here's what I hope happens. All right?
Because, I mean, yeah. So
I've put a lot of thought into this.
So Bad Blood's coming up. We have the tag match. Who do you think wins that?
let me lay out the next couple of months. What I'm hoping, because this is what I did. I had the day off, and I enjoyed my day off, and this is what I thought about. All right, I want what I wanted to happen, and I'm not. I used to think what I wanted to happen in criticism of WWE. I was like, give me this instead. But this is if they go a different direction and entertains me, by all means. But this is what I would do if I was in the writers' room. You get the tag match that just goes to shit. No decision here. We don't need this. No one wins. Sets up war games. I really liked your war games. I like Cody, Roman. They got to get KO on their side. That's a whole nother ball game. Randy, then that fifth member can be literally anyone in the bloodline story. That all breaks down, goes to crap, And then you say in the order of those matches that you're just talking about, we have to get Roman and Solo at whatever that pay-per-view is in between Survivor Series and Royal Rumble.
So I want to say Crown Jewel is going to be
after Survivor or before Survivor?
Before Survivor.
Okay.
So it goes Bad Blood, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series.
Okay.
Then probably the Extreme Rules or something. Then Rumble, then Elimination Chamber.
They got to have some kind of throwaway match in the Bloodline saga at Crown Jewel to get us to War Games.
So then that might be Roman versus Solo.
Yeah, I don't want them to waste it there. I'm still not 100%
match.
No one.
Okay. I mean, that match is more cinema than it is like a.
I still would love to get Roman and Solo at Extreme Rules, Samoan Family Rules, and then that way you can get Cody and KO. But like an Extreme Rules match, like KO's just had enough. War Games didn't go their way. It just because you can legitimize the bloodline with a War Games win over those superstars.
Because Roman is still gonna have to be a face to go against Solo.
Yeah.
So
keep him face for a little bit.
So until Survivor Series, probably Roman. I think Roman goes into Survivor Series as a face.
Yeah.
Does he come out?
The great thing is he can play that anti-hero. Where he doesn't really have to be either or. And he can naturally go back to the heel side when the storyline calls.
But we're kind of talking about him being a face in the Cody story, in his relationship with Cody. So
yeah.
Eventually he has to go back to being, a heel, Cody's heel.
Yeah.
As opposed to, so like,
but
I think he'll still be a great anti-hero, but like.
Yeah. Well, I think he can beat Solo at Extreme Rules. And then that kicks into... Now I want my belt. I dealt with the bloodline thing. I want my belt back. So him, Cody, at Royal Rumble. Rock comes back after that. Sets up Rock, Cody at WrestleMania because I think that's what they want. I know that's not what I know you're not.
I don't think it
but
makes
I think that's what they
sense.
want. And I'm hoping we get Roman.
Maybe night one, Cody. Maybe this year Cody wrestles 2 nights. Again, we do that again, and
what about the nights Roman and Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania to make up for it?
Roman versus Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania.
And then that way the belt, that whatever you decide to do at Royal Rumble to give Roman the belt to take on Fatu or Cody and Rock, whatever you decide to do.
You're not doing that. You're not putting Roman in that match. You're not putting Roman in kind of a... No.
Jacob Fatu, like all of us are counting down the days till we get Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu. We want it to happen organically. We don't want it to happen on SmackDown for no reason. But I think that's a bigger match than... In my eyes, Cody and Rock. I know not the main event eyes. Yeah. But I want Jacob Fatu and Roman to tear the house down.
I don't know. I don't think Cody... For some reason, I just really believe Rock versus Reigns at WrestleMania Vegas.
Yeah. And that could be it.
What they're shooting for.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're looking more long-term with that story, and they're like, no, Rock, you're now on like a 4-year story, and you're going to do these matches, so... Be ready on these dates, and I mean, maybe that's what they're doing.
I'm basing this solely off of Rock leaving WWE. His last interaction was with Cody Rhodes for a reason.
Brock Lesnar,
Rock,
The
Rock, and him holding the People's Champion, talking trash to Cody Rhodes, who had just won the belt. That was the Rock send off for a reason. That's why I think Rock's next feud, when he comes back, is with Cody Rhodes. They left that tension there. They didn't leave Roman Rock tension. I think Roman Rock's going to become a product of Rock Cody.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, we'll see. We're allowed to speculate.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
I mean, we got till we can hop on the road to WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Because it's coming up soon.
And tickets on sale at the end of October.
Tickets on sale. Let's get into some news up top because that's it. Tickets go on sale Friday, October 25th.
I'm buying tickets.
Nice.
I already told you I rented a house.
Yeah, you go.
I got friends going.
You can be our on-air correspondent.
If people want to come. Let me know. We rented a house. I'm trying to get credentialed again, but if not, I got tickets, and
there you go.
If I get credentialed, we'll sell those tickets.
There you go.
For at
love it,
fair price, because we just want people. We want fans in the building.
Exactly. The photo surfacing of Brock Breaker and Goldberg at the Colorado football game. That was
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of history there. Goldberg and the Steiners go way back. WCW
and then
days.
Even the comparisons between the two.
Yeah.
So, love it. Rikishi speaks up again. He's back talking.
Yeah, what does he say? He gave us an update on Jimmy.
He said, pray for Jimmy. But he also said Jacob Fatu's getting pushed too fast. So his boys weren't getting pushed fast enough. Jacob Fatu too fast.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, he just got there. Think about how long it took the Usos to get to the main event.
No, I get it, but they were in their developmental. Jacob Fatu's developmental was entertaining thousands of people at MLW.
That's true.
What I mean? He jumped the line.
It is true. What's wrong with Jimmy? What do we know about that?
I think he said it. I think it ended up being a clickbait thing, and he was saying like, "Pray for his booking." They ain't talked to him in a while.
Oh, that's funny. Jimmy's like, he's like, you need me back in the bloodline storyline? They're like, no.
No, we just signed Hikuleu.
No.
And
we actually, you're going to be recast. We have a different Jimmy, actually.
We actually let Toma Tonga talk this week, so we're waiting to hear back.
Oh, and that was weird.
Yeah. He's got a weird cadence about him for sure. Big life update week for a couple of the wrestlers. Elton Prince from Pretty Deadly and Kelly Kincaid, the announcer backstage for NXT, welcomed their first child this week.
Oh, good for them.
And Kit Wilson, the other tag partner in Pretty Deadly, married NXT star Stevie Turner.
Oh, man, I bet HR at WWE is having a rough
time. Who's with who? What is what?
I mean,
did they sign the thing? Are they good working together? I don't know. And Brooks Jensen got married this week, not to a wrestler.
Oh, good for Brooks.
Yeah.
Venturing outside the building.
University of Arkansas Pine Bluff marching band went viral in August for playing Cody Rhodes' theme. They got a big old pat on the back today because they're going to get to play that live at Bad Blood.
Awesome.
So Cody coming out to the live band. I love when they come out with a live band, man. Bianca Belair did it not too long ago to the drum line. So good.
That's great. Still
conflicting reports about the Lucha Bros out there. The latest I heard is that their contracts are set to expire soon and they are 100% jumping ship to WWE, but AEW is in the position to be petty and keep Penta back another year because of injury. Not Penta, Ray Phoenix. Sorry. So Penta could go and Ray they'd be like, no, we're extending your contract because you've been hurt. Because
hopefully they're doing.
Well, they said they would do it. They said the only reason the option's on the table is they knew WWE would do that to them.
Yeah.
So I mean,
hopefully, better business takes over.
We'll see. Zilla Fatu pulled from GCW. They released a statement saying we were trying to keep this from happening, but Zilla is a great talent. We knew he was getting pulled and going to bigger and better things. No update on where he is going, but rumors circulating it is AEW.
Interesting. For how long you think?
2 years maybe, and then he comes as WWE? I don't know. Maybe he's like, maybe I can skip NXT if I go make a name for myself in AEW.
Maybe I would just go to WWE. Especially
I just go to NXT, dude. If you can make waves in NXT, you're
it's a better show.
No longer getting buried when you get to the main roster. It's awesome. Look what they're doing with Carmelo and Andrade.
Right.
Reports come out. SmackDown dabbled in this last week, but I finally got some more info on it. SmackDown will be 3 hours in 2025 when it is the only show on USA.
2025.
Yeah. So when Raw goes to Netflix, SmackDown goes to 3 hours.
And that makes sense because you're going to be losing 2 hours.
At 3 hours with NXT.
Yeah, I mean, basically, once Raw goes to Netflix, I don't know that Raw will be 2 hours, but I think it'll probably be closer
Like 2.5.
to 2.5 hours.
Because without commercials.
Yeah, and exactly. And so it kind of makes sense when you think about the amount of WWE programming that's on cable.
Yeah.
They're basically just gonna where what they're taking off with Raw, they're just kind of putting back on with SmackDown. So I think it's a smart move for them to do, especially since it's going to be now the one major show on cable.
Right. It's going to be fun, a new look, you know. I love when there's a big change because it makes people freshen ideas up. You know?
Totally.
Got to keep us entertained for an extra hour now. WWE continues the Legends deal spree, signing Ken Shamrock and Mick Foley. New Legends deals.
Oh, that's great. Ken Shamrock's the man.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why Mick Foley said what he said about Vince, because he got his new Legends deal in. I love him.
Yep.
Oh, man. NXT wants to continue to send as much talent to TNA, and they're also going to continue to call up a lot of talent to work main event and dark matches. They're just really pushing that narrative that they told us a couple, maybe even a year ago now, at this point, that if you're not showing progress, you're out.
Yeah.
So really putting these guys through the test and making the stars of tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's kick it over to Raw. We are filming on Monday night this week, so we do not know the new updates on Raw. So let's talk about what's going on there. How you feeling about this main event scene with Gunther and your boy Sami Zayn?
I mean, I like it. It's a good challenge for Gunther. I don't think he's going to lose the title to Sami Zayn. I think it's good for Sami to challenge him. I mean, I'd like to see these guys exchange the belts a little bit more. But I mean, it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying
quality matches.
But I'm really enjoying Gunther.
Yeah,
you know, he really seems to be coming into his own. And like I said, like when I think about the old days when I would just turn on the TV and be like, do I believe this champion? Do I believe what's going on here? I believe Gunther, man. I believe Gunther. Man. And
you see the chests of his opponents week after week.
You know, his rise has been really meteoric, but also people say it's happened overnight, but it's also been like years and years.
His progress pictures,
especially from the NXT in the work and all that. So now I'm enjoying it. I kind of want things to heat up a little bit.
Yeah. What direction would you go with Gunther next after Sami Zayn? What's a feud you would like to see?
Oh, good question. I mean, I haven't really even thought about it.
Yeah.
Because again, like, I don't want to see Gunther Jey Uso.
Nah. I'd like to see Gunther Ilya. They got unfinished business.
Gunther Ilya would be great.
Because he's a legit, like, you know, like their hard-hitting style, he's a legit threat. Like, people would be like, he could knock him out, like catch him and win. So I know Ilya hadn't really been built up. So I feel like, I guess while you're going on with this feud, you'd have to build up Ilya at the same time.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's hard to say. I don't know that Ilya's there yet for that feud. Yeah. I think he's close.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
I think he's close. I do want to see that.
Because, I mean, you got to think CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, whoever's winning this Hell in a Cell's next in line, right? Because CM Punk has also said he wants the belt. Drew said, let me take care of this, and then I want the belt. So you got to think this is like in a weird way, a backseat #1 contenders match.
Yeah, totally.
Because you cannot continue this feud after this.
No, and I think, you know, potentially the winner of Punk McIntyre, the winner of that feud, does become the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah. I hope he does. I hope they don't get fed to Gunther. Well, at some point, when does Drew McIntyre's hard work pay off?
That's what I'm saying. At some point, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, you got to give him a run. A legit run.
Yeah. And
he took us through COVID.
And Gunther and Drew have really put on some good matches. I think they were in a WrestleMania match together.
Yeah, with Sheamus.
Yeah, but did they did that one. I know that, which was amazing, one of the best, but I feel like trying to think if they had a one-on-one match at some point.
I'm sure they did. I thought the WrestleMania match was a triple threat, but I could also be mistaken.
It was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I feel like...
But also years. I've been watching so much random rewatches. All my years are just... I'm like, what happened?
No, that triple threat match at WrestleMania Hollywood was incredible.
Okay, I thought that
between
was
them. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, you're right. I mean, Drew, it has to pay off for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And then it'd be great for Drew and Punk to have one more match after this Hell in a Cell
Yeah.
for the belt.
Yeah.
Maybe at the Rumble or something.
I like that.
But a lot of opportunities for that coming up.
Yeah. I just feel like the last couple of years they've really that's another main reason I brought up Cody Roman at Royal Rumble is I feel like they've tried to give us a pretty big marquee match at Royal Rumble.
Oh, always.
Aside from the Rumble match. And I
Yeah.
feel like they're like, please, for the love of God, we don't want a Cody or Roman win in the Rumble.
Well, it'd be perfect, and then it's a perfect opportunity for The Rock to return, honestly.
Yeah.
If he's gonna return at the Rumble but not
Win.
in the Rumble,
Yes, thank God.
then it would have to be in the match,
Or
costing some, you know.
Like whoever wins, he can attack. I'd rather have that.
Or he costs Roman the match.
Yeah. Or cost Cody the match.
Yeah. Again,
I just love we got different ways we want this to go.
Rock Roman.
We got
WrestleMania
we got two different ways we're both pulling.
They're not doing that match in Minneapolis. I'm sorry. That's just my thought. That's my thought.
We got the IC title picture with Braun going against Jey Uso. That's another one where Ilya might be up next for that one because Ilya and Braun got some unfinished business. Anyone in that fatal four-way, Pete Dunne could step up. I think him and Sheamus are going to have a little thing for a second. But
yeah, it's going to be a great match tonight. I'm excited to watch that.
Yeah.
Raw's get just real exciting now.
That would be a fun two-person scheme if they wanted to trade the belt a little bit. I like that idea for sure. Give Jay some shine, man.
Exactly. Let him steal one. Let him steal one.
Yeah. And then let Braun win it back at Survivor Series.
Exactly. Come on.
That's how you keep Jay out of the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
See? Look at that.
Maybe a Jimmy return.
All right, Rikishi, come
A Jimmy return to help Jay. Come on, turn him face. Let's go.
Let's go. Big Bronson Reed.
Well, that's the fifth person. Oh, you said keep him out of the War Games, but
it could be, though.
it could be.
No, yeah. Big Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman continuing their beef.
Are they fighting again tonight?
Nothing was finished last week.
Oh yeah, because they
The rope broke,
and then everybody
and then they just chaos,
and then everyone was standing around them like,
so they gotta have a payoff.
I like this feud.
Yeah.
I mean, you need the monsters to go head to head.
Yes.
It's they're both benefiting from this.
Oh, no doubt. And whoever comes out of this on the winning side is going to be.
Yeah, and their segments have just reminded me of classic wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling. Good old wrestling.
Just classic
Yes,
wrestling.
man.
Just climbing
Good
on
old territorial
climbing
wrestling.
on stuff, jumping off of it, breaking things. It's really fun.
I agree.
Yeah.
Got some some factions teams floating around there with some interesting storylines. New Day finally pulled the trigger on Xavier getting mad, walking out.
And that was the way that they executed that. He looked really upset.
Very intrigued to see how they progress that storyline this week.
Again, WrestleMania Vegas, we're getting the New Day.
There we go.
Going.
Big E guest referee. Come on, we've called for this. Let's go.
And then maybe Big E returns.
He could be a
night.
referee.
Maybe he returns
He could do that.
to wrestling.
I
don't want to put that
know
pressure on him.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll happen. What's going on with the Final Testament? They brought AOP back for a reason. What are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I feel like when they come on the screen, I like them, but I feel like they always come on. They're always wedged. Their segments are always wedged in this weird time slot. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they're the segment that Hulu cuts out to make sure Raw stays 90 minutes. They're like, we cut out the.
Like I hadn't seen the Final Testament in months. But they always get their segment cut, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they need to split it up. It didn't really work out. My dream was that Karrion Kross would be the devil on everyone's shoulder, and AOP would just come in and destroy people. Karrion Kross would talk himself into situations he couldn't get out of, and then AOP would have his back.
Right.
But instead, it's just this creepy Paul Ellering.
Yep.
I just don't understand. The vision was there. I get it. I know what they were doing, but the execution.
Yeah.
And they can still turn around. It's still time. It's not. They haven't fed them to anybody. They haven't just let them get.
Ooh, maybe that's
destroyed.
the next White Six.
I would love that. And then you could dissolve them. You know, if you get destroyed by the Wyatt Six after barely beating the New Day.
They become the Wyatt 16.
Oh, jeez. Okay, are we NWO now? All right. Liv and Mommy got to square off at Bad Blood.
Yep.
I got a feeling that's not going to be the end of this.
No.
Got to keep them going.
No, that'll go. I think Rhea wins the title back, maybe Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Crown Jewel.
That'll be the women's match in Saudi Arabia. Okay. I like that. Because, I mean, the other women's thing going on Raw, we got the Pure Fusion Collective versus Alina, Lyra, and Natty. They probably got some kind of match tonight, I'm sure, to progress that.
Yeah.
And then Damage Control, I think, is going after the tag belts.
Yeah. They kind of got to, they need to step on the gas with some of those feuds, I think.
Yeah. Make it a fatal 4-way match.
Yeah.
At Survivor Series. Let's go.
Do something wild.
Let's go. Io Sky spot. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
This week we got, we had mentioned Sami Zayn versus Kaiser, Ludwig Kaiser. We'll see how Gunther gets involved with that. Drew McIntyre returns after taking last week off, and Braun Breaker and Jey Uso for the IC title.
Let's do it. Can't wait to watch. Tune in tonight, USA Network.
Moving on to the SmackDown side of things, LA Knight and Andrade put on a great match.
Yes, they did.
Did that help you a little bit with LA Knight?
I'm liking LA Knight as champion.
Okay.
LA Knight has won me over.
Okay,
He's really crushing it.
Carmelo talking trash afterwards said, you want fries with that?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just got to say, the way LA Knight manhandled Logan Paul at SummerSlam really won me over. I mean, he just dropped him.
Do you think that was punishment for the comments he was making?
Yeah, and I think it was just LA Knight knowing, like, people are watching, and I'm really going to put a hurt on this kid.
Yeah, let me make a name for myself real quick. And he did.
Yeah, like, this kid's going to feel what it's like to be a wrestler.
Yeah. And then now Kevin Nash is in.
Yeah, because when we think about it, LA Knight was what? Wasn't he a jobber for a long time?
I mean, he's been in the business for so long.
Yeah. So
This
he's taking
is his
hits.
full shine.
You know, he's like, hey, kid, did you ever do years and years and years of someone just rocking you in a match when you, like, thought this was going to be choreographed? Like, I think that's what he threw on him. It was an old, like, lesson. Yeah.
The old okie doke. We do get Andrade Carmelo 6 next week.
Jeez. Okay. Do it. Run it back. Honestly, I don't care. I'll watch it as many times as they want to throw it at us. I really will.
Yeah. They put on.
They could change the name of the show.
They step it up. Apollo Crews defeats Vinci again with the roll up.
They've got to have something planned for this.
He beat the crap out of Crews afterwards, though. He did get a little bit of revenge with the, you know how you got the win, but I got the victory kind of thing. So they did at least step it that direction.
Yeah.
So he got some. He didn't look like a schmuck afterwards, is what I'm saying.
Well, they got to figure out what they're gonna do because I'm sure they have a plan.
Yeah. Bailey and Naomi both pin Nia, so no one has to leave SmackDown. But they face off next week for that title shot.
I like that.
Nia played it up real good, being annoyed by Tiffy. Like it's playing into that. I'm keeping you at short distance because you got that briefcase. So I'm loving this new dynamic. Like, not the new, but the dynamic they're playing out with their friendship.
Yeah, same.
Because I mean, it's also the opposite. Tiffany's like, I'm also keeping you close because you're a monster.
Yeah, because I'm afraid of you.
Yeah. And I need you on my side.
So I don't want you to crush me.
Yeah. Bloodline came out to help to beat up KO. DIY and the Street Profits helped. So DIY came out first, and then they just got destroyed in the background. So then the Street Profits came out.
Yeah.
All came out to help, and then Cody came out. And then we got to really see that reaction from KO.
Yeah, just annoyed. Yeah, totally.
Had the chair there. People, the crowd was telling him to pull the trigger.
Yeah, they were.
Is this relationship with Roman gonna turn Cody more on the anti-hero side? Is Roman pulling Cody more in the middle now?
I'd love to see that. Yeah.
I hadn't seen a fan of course fans are gonna react to someone, whoever it is, getting hit, you know, but usually not the goodest good guy.
Right.
In his heyday, you didn't cheer for Cena to get hit.
Right.
People were like, no, don't do it. No. But when KO picked up that chair, like, what if this propels KO into the biggest babyface in the company?
I mean, we do need KO Mania.
Yeah.
We haven't had it yet.
Yeah. Drew deserves his flowers on Raw. KO deserves his flowers on SmackDown.
100%.
I'd be good with those two being
KO
champions.
needs a title run.
Yeah. I think deep down at my core, and I know you hate this, but I think deep down in my core, the reason I want Cody Rock so bad is because I think it's going to pull Cody out of the title picture. And I just want to see the titles go in other directions.
Yeah.
That's my main motivation for being like, huh? Please? So that's why I think I'm pulling so hard for that match to take place sooner than later. Because I think when we start get our more okay, this guy deserves a run. This guy deserves a run. Give this guy the belt for a couple months. So I'm just hoping that kickstarts that.
Totally.
So I don't know. Wishful thinking. This week on SmackDown, we get Michin and Chelsea in a dumpster match.
Do it.
Or no, they said 2 weeks from now.
Love a dumpster match.
Chelsea Green's promo for that was absolutely fantastic. We talked about how great the Roman Cody segment was, cinematic.
Yeah.
That Chelsea Green dumpster promo was hilarious.
Fantastic.
Her character's flawless. We'll get Naomi versus Bayley for the number 1 contender spot, and Melo and Andrade 6.
Let's do it.
All right, well, that's it for our weekly roundup brought to you by Project Nerd. Thank you so much for tuning in.